Brilliant screen for you to see there. Right. Yesterday I dropped a pen. Today I showed you a blank screen. Perfect. This is going so well. I do just need to do a quick audio check though, so just bear with me. So just need to turn the music down very slightly, maybe turn myself up a little bit. Cool, right. It's day 2 of the hackathon. I'm in a different place. I am at home in my little home office. So yeah, just as a reminder for anyone that has seen any of the stream yesterday. So at Meltwater, so I'll go for a bit of background on me, but we're officially within research and development, so like the engineering and product groups. We are officially hybrid, which means that we can go to an office, our local office, but we also have our home setups as well. So everybody, when you join, you get a bit of budget to get equipment for home so that you can work home properly. For me personally, I actually go to the office 2 times a week. The team that I manage, Team Robin, which looks after the Meltwater API, we all agreed once offices were kind of opening up that we'd all try and go in on one day. just to try and help the collaboration a bit, and I think it's working really well. And then I also go in on Thursdays because I just quite like going in there. Like, so yesterday I was in there, but I was the only person in there, which meant I could stream, I could chat, I could shout, I could dance, everything. The dancing was off camera though, so don't worry about that. So we're doing a hackathon at the moment. This is day 2 of the hackathon. Also, if you're in the chat, please do say if the audio levels are okay. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you see my cursor moving around on the screen? Hopefully you can. Can you see the cursor? I think you can. Yes, so hackathon. Yeah, day 2. So we have 3-day hackathons at Meltwater. So we do Thursday, Friday, and then Monday. That gives people the option if they want to work over the weekend. There's absolutely no pressure to. Everyone needs a good work-life balance, which is why I'm starting the stream a little bit later in the day. So I had a little bit of family time this morning, which is nice. Obviously, I'll still get my hours sorted. So 3-day hackathons. We're on day 2. Everyone, we have our own kind of internal website where we submit all our hackathon ideas to help people across the globe, helping each other out. This project actually is this is a solo effort, but there certainly, well, from a coding point of view, I was doing it myself. But actually, yesterday there was quite a few people internally who were helping me in the chat, solving quite a few problems, including one where I have to tell you, if you're having a Terraform module, you're installing it locally, do not give it the version number 0.0.0 for your first version. 0.0.1 will work, as 0.0.0 will cause you to debug for about an hour, which was great watching for everyone. Maybe it was a bit of a laugh, but yeah, we'll see. This project I'm working on is a Terraform provider for the Meltwater, based on the Meltwater API. So with the Meltwater API, there's a lot of stuff you can do. You can run analytics queries, you can extract data, but there's some bits that kind of suit Terraform well, and that is recurring exports, which is something that you kind of set up once, and then we do all the work for you, but you kind of keep a reference to it in the API. So we do an export every week or month or day of your choosing, based on what you do in the API. You can either do it every 2 weeks, every 3 days, whatever it would be, 10 minutes past midnight, whatever you like. We can sort that out for you. And we make use of Terraform a lot within Meltwater for managing. Every team has their own kind of Terraform setup for managing their infrastructure. That makes it really easy for things like, I don't know, if there was an issue that you need to rebuild services again, or you just want an easier way to provision a new database or something like that. So we make use of it, and certainly in my own personal projects, I make use of Terraform as well for managing like Kubernetes as well. We use a lot of Kubernetes at Meltwater, but each team kind of gets to decide how they deploy. So for instance, within the team I'm in, Team Robin, that look after the API, we use Helm for Kubernetes deployments and management. Other teams use Terraform, other people use like kubectl with scripts, those sorts of bits. So yeah, each team kind of has the autonomy to do what they want, but we have a grounded set of foundational bits that we work from, such as Kubernetes, and we have all our stuff in AWS. So this provider, it will help manage recurring exports. So actually I can scroll down the README. So I've got my to-do list down here. I'm still on my laptop, so I'm still a bit laggy. So so the first thing was creating an export. I will show you the progress. I made a little bit of progress off stream yesterday, and I have recurring exports working. So that leads us on to creating a search, which is probably the most complicated resource for this provider. And then if we have time, we'll create a hook. I'm hoping that most of the groundwork set yesterday meant that maybe we can get to both of these today, but certainly we're going to make a good stab at the creating a search. And what I'm going to do is show you what a search looks like within our app, so the Meltwater app. Because what we're hopefully going to do is, by using the Terraform provider, we'll then see searches appear in the app. So I'm just going to sort that out. I'm just sorting another screen off to the side here, and I'll drag it on in a second. I can't see the chat anywhere. Can I get the chat? I've got a little TV up here. Can I get chat on here? Can I get chat on here? Nope. I can report my channel or block it. Ah, no, there we go. Cool. I can get chat up here. So if you're watching, please do say hello. Let me know you're there. Right, get the screen up. Come on, Ollie, get in the game. Get in the game. Right, so yeah, so if I'll bring this across. So this is the Meltwater app for my company. There's a company called OllieParsley, because obviously everywhere should have a company called OllieParsley. And if I come into, so there's loads of tabs that different customers have access to different bits, depending on your kind of price plans, those sort of things. Obviously, the browser has completely locked up on me. That's useful. Let me just refresh. So yeah, because I'm streaming on the laptop, it's sharing my screen, and I'm using Lightstream. So we'll see how that it's kind of getting a bit sluggish at points. So we'll see. So yeah, if I come into Explore, you would have seen this if you're on the stream yesterday. I have a whole list of searches. So you can see I've got some about Paralympics. When we're looking at obviously what was going on at the beginning of January, there was things about President, and then we've also got some TikTok data available to us. And Twitch was actually a data source. That was one of the motivations behind having the Twitch channel rather than streaming anywhere else. Yeah, so the idea is we'll use Terraform to create a search in here and manage it. So yeah, searches come in multiple different forms. This is where the complexity is going to be. So I'm going to start off simple. I'm going to start off simple and choose one of these. But we've got 4 different types of search. So we're probably only going to focus on like 2 or 3 of these. But to begin with, we're only going to do one. So for a keyword search, which is the simplest one, you can just type a bunch of keywords. So let's try Golang. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, we'll just have a look at Golang. How many people across everything that we've got are looking at Golang? Let's have a look. Come on, laptop. Come on, laptop. I'm not sure if you can pick up on the microphone. The fan is going nuts. We'll see how far we get. So yeah, so in the last 7 days have been almost 25,000 mentions of Golang, and actually we can see a summary across all the different sources. So most of them appear to be on Twitter, but there's a whole bunch on blogs and forums, YouTube, loads of different places. You can also narrow down by language. You can have keywords. You can go by location if there's geolocation available. By authors, if you've got a list of Twitter accounts and stuff like that. And you can see all this information. And all this information here is actually available in the Meltwater API as well as managing searches itself. So yeah, so we're going to essentially create a search like this. So what I'm going to do is I will save this as Golang manual. Did I type that? I did not type that. And then I'll create one called Golang Terraform. And actually, for legacy reasons, we need to choose a search type because there's an older style dashboard that you can use. So we have a search now, so I can go back to my search list, and we've got one called Golang Manual. So the intention would be we update the Terraform module with a new resource called like Meltwater Search. And we make a Golang Terraform appear here and have the exact same search setup. I mean, this is the most simple search you could possibly do, looking for a single keyword across everything. So let's give it a go, shall we? So we actually need to start. Actually, there's another page we need to go to. I need to promote our awesome API documentation. So teams that manage products or stuff that customers access, manage the entire life cycle of it. So for instance, the developer portal is managed by my team, Team Robin, because we do the Meltwater API, which is everything from the API. Most of the data that comes out is kind of provided by other teams, but we facilitate all of that. We look after the documentation. We also have a slot if I go back to the app, come on Chrome. Come on Chrome. Keep up with me. It might just be a laptop. Anyway, so I can, if I come down to account and then Meltwater API, these pages within here are also managed by my team as well. So we have all of this Meltwater API token, which you would have seen yesterday at quarter to 2. I created a new API key because I've lost the old one, which is great because I can revoke and I can re-add. We also have a support center as well. But anyway, back to the developer side. So if I go to our endpoint documentation, so we use Swagger, and I made sure that I generated a Golang client, and I made sure to use the OpenAPI spec. I reduced it down a little bit. Come on, Chrome. For some reason, it doesn't like being full screen. That's all right though. We'll use it as is. We'll use it at almost full screen. Also, if you are watching this, please do follow as well. Then yeah, because we might have some other guests joining the stream at some point. Right, so search management is all here. So managing saved searches. So we want to create a search. So the life cycle of a Terraform provider, you have 4 different actions that you can perform. You create, you update, you delete, and you read. So we need to be able to perform all of those things. So for creating, we've got a post request we can do. For updating, we've got so a post request. For updating, we've got a put request, which is all in here. I'll expand that another time. Then to delete, we've got a delete endpoint, and to get, we've got a get endpoint. So we've got everything we need here, individual endpoints, whereas the recurring exports, we're in a place where we didn't have the ability to update. So the update method within the Terraform provider deletes and recreates, whereas this, we've got everything we need. So let's have a look at what we need to create a search. We've got the possibility of doing dry runs if we wanted to. We shouldn't need that. So let's try an example keyword. Right, so you'll notice when we were searching, I'll go back to the search so we can have a quick look. So at the top of the screen, when we're looking at a search within the Explore feature, there are 3 boxes. That's 3 boxes, if that makes sense. 3 boxes. Like the chilled music. Hello in chat. What's that? How do I pronounce that? Pedarian? Apologies. Oh yeah, if you're looking for on Unity, if you're looking for a Golang developer, there's a link here. We're always looking for people to have a look at our to join us. So have a look at our job post on underthehood.meltwater.com. We've got, I don't know, it must be about 100 job openings at the moment. It's crazy. We're expanding like mad. Yes, right. Back to the point. Back to my point. So when you're on Explore, you have 3 boxes up here. So you have all of these, at least one, and none of these. So when you're creating a search, if I have 3 keywords in here, we'll only return a result if all 3 keywords existed within the text summary. So you can see the pink highlighting shows that Golang was mentioned here. So if I had, say, Golang and Scala, it would only return a result if we had Golang and Scala in the text at the same point. In the at least one, you can list as many as you like. As long as one of them appears, then it will return a response. And you can have none of these, which is if you wanted to, say, not have something that people won't mind, a made-up language, rather than I don't want to name a software language because I know that people they like the language that they do. So say that was blah. So you could say don't include the blah programming language in here. obviously you can get these to conflict with each other. If you have Golang here and you have Golang here, you're going to be in a mess. You're not going to get anything back. So what we have in the API is a corresponding set here. So we have not keywords, any keywords, and all keywords, and each is an array of strings. We have three additional bits. So we need to tell it the type. So we need to say this is a keyword search. We have optionally a source selection ID. We'll avoid this to begin with, just to make it easy. And then there's different types of case sensitivity. So if we go into schema, and we scroll down to query and then case sensitivity, keyword query. Where was case sensitivity? Where did case sensitivity go? It disappeared. It's in here somewhere. Anyway, we also have so we have the query types as well. So we have type if we want to look at either social or editorial, and then we also have a category which is either MI or explore, because there's two different types of pages where you can query and view data. There's one for dashboards and there's also one for explore. So you can say which one, and that essentially would dictate which screen these appear in. So if we want things to appear in this explore screen, we're going to put category of explore, which will probably hard code to begin with, just because this is the hackathon, so we want to get it done. We want to get hacking. So let's crack on, shall we? So we've got the previous recurring exports resource defined in here. So this is all sorted now, so this all works. Actually, I might as well just show you how it works, actually. So I've got a main here. So I've got this export here, my awesome recurring export, which does a search for, it's one of my searches that was listed, I can't remember which one it was, Europe, London. It will do it every week and it will do it at midnight. So I can run, so if I do Terraform plan, nothing will happen. Oh, I need to get my API key, don't I? Haha! Let's see if I can... Is it going to remember everything from my history? Haha! Right. You did not see that? No, we did not see that. Right, Terraform plan. Because we need to have an API key, otherwise you can't authenticate. What did I do? Oh, I know. Because I was messing with the API separately and I removed the reference to it. Haven't said your own username out loud. Well, it sounds good. I mean, it looks a bit weird. I've got a little telly up here with the stream on it. I've got the chat here as well. I should probably look at that. So hi, who are you? What do you do? Are you do you do code? Right, so Terraform refresh. Let me just... I got this in... Am I in a really weird state now because I was a bad person and I removed a resource separately? I think I might be. Right. Let's be a horrible person and delete the Terraform state. There we go. It's a hackathon. These things are allowed. The plan should be empty because there's nothing. There we go. No changes. I then remove this. Terraform plan. And expand that. And scroll. It's good. So it's going to create this resource with all this information. The ID is known afterwards. So let's apply. Auto approve. There we go. So we've created an export. Let's change something of this. So let's change this to Paris, the time zone, which will force it to do an update. So if you do a plan. There we go. Oh, I need to set the default. Actually, default for month date needs to be 1. I'll sort that. That's a separate thing, but that's no worries. So let's apply that. Where did I apply? I had it apply. There we go, in the history. Modifying, and there we go. So I've now, and it's all fine. You deleted and recreated it. Right, so that is that then. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy. Actually, what we're going to do is destroy that. Because the ideal situation we want is we can create a search using Terraform and use that ID in place here. Come on, laptop. You can do it. You can do it. I'm going to close a few things to see if that's going to help. So main TF, right. Okay, so what we're going to do is comment this out. Plan. States is going to delete it. Auto approve. There we go, so that's all gone. So what we then want to do is have a search here. So search creation here. Boom. So let's basically take a copy of this. I can't. We'll just paste it straight in. Right. So rename. So we want to call this Meltwater, and we'll keep it really simple. Let's call it just search. And then within search, we've got a recurring export resource. We need to change this in the reference in this file to get some savings. Apparently there's adverts still on this this YouTube playlist I've got going. Right, so now I've got a search resource. So what we can do is in the provider, which is kind of the main entry point for Terraform, keep up machine, right. We'll reference it here. So we have search and we have search resource. Boom. I can just start using it, right? It's done. Nope. Long way to go. So we need to set up the schema. So the schema. What? Okay, no. Let me just shrink this window down a bit. Right. We essentially want a schema very much like this. So I'm going to see if I can get this to stay over the top. Is that going to work? Right, okay. Oh, don't shrink it too much. Ah! Is that going to be okay? That's close enough. Right, so we need a type. And start with one of the most complicated ones first, shall we? Because we need some custom validation of this one. So this is and we need to basically have it like this. Actually, just instead of that. So other than that, we want search types. Later, a must be one of type. So let's go ahead and create the search type. So we'll scroll to the bottom of the file, which is where we keep all our kind of little lists. Just keep them out of the way. out of sight, out of mind. So these are types. Make sure I follow the schema correctly. So let's have a look at the schema in here. So search, type, enum, news, social broadcast. Cool. Just wanted to confirm that. News, social broadcast includes things like kind of podcasts and text and podcasts and stuff. So these are our acceptable search types. So let's go back up to the top again. There we go. So search types. So we've got a type. Right, let's go back to the example bit because that's slightly easier to see. Right. Now we need a name. A name for the search. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, right? We've also got this more complicated query bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to do category. It's also in a slice of what am I talking about? An enum. How do you describe an enum? Not like that. So what this is going to be? This is going to be search categories. Categories. There we go. Search category must be one of. Come down. Search category. Now we got explore. Now we should also be doing the test for these. So I'm a good boy and I do my tests. Right, so let's rename this. I want it to be search test. Come on, code. There we go. Right. Names. So that test is going to fail. I've just essentially renamed it to use a different resource. It's going to check it against the recurring export schema, which we obviously don't want, but we want to make sure that we fail the test first if we're kind of approaching a TDD like way. Test. What we're doing is search types, and it's a search resource. Search types. I imagine it's lagging for on the stream as much as it's lagging for me. So search types, they were social, news, broadcast. Also expected. Well, it's not there, is it? It's just insertions. So, we need to duplicate this then for the search categories. These are my explore. My is media intelligence, by the way. So we should be able to just run both of these tests. So let's try search type one first. Go. I said go. Whoa. Expected time window units didn't match. Well, that's because they're not time window units, are they? Use social broadcast. Use social broadcast. Now this is like deep equal. So which way did I define them in here? Did I define them in that order? New social broadcast? I did. Okay, so in this case, annoying. It does matter what the order is. It shouldn't matter what the order is, should it really? Yeah, let's try. So actually, let's just try that again, just so this, because we've got it in the right order. Cool, pass. And this one should be fine as well. Cool. And I just had a thought that I didn't update my tests yesterday for the other one, because this one will fail. I mean, if it passes, yeah, something's wrong. Cool, yeah, the schema is entirely wrong. But I did not update this test yesterday because I added 2 extra fields into the schema. These 2 here, window, month, day, and weekday. So if you're doing a monthly recurring export, you can choose which day of the month. It might matter if you do the last day of the month or the first day of the month. For weekday, it's then an integer from 1 to 7, essentially defining the weekday. So if you're doing that for weekly exports. So I defined that up here. There we go. Just got window, month, day. Is an integer. There. Oh, it's just int, isn't it? Not integer. And we got weekday. Let's try this test now. This should pass. Obviously, it passed yesterday. Although actually, it should probably untick when you make any changes to the test. And it passed. Cool, awesome. Let's just get rid of that one and the recurring exports. So now, the schema. Type, name, category. So they use these bits. So we've got type, name, and we've got category. We then need to handle query. Now in Terraform, you can nest bits in here. So actually, within query, we would like a type of set. I believe that's the type we want, and we want this to be. We want query to be required, but not necessarily the type of query. let's just see if I can get this to just lag less. Let's just see what's actually running, apart from Chrome, because that's going to be the culprit. Okay, Slack is also taking up a lot, so let's just have a look at Slack and let's say goodbye to Slack. Just for a bit. Yeah, cool. Nothing from me on Slack right now. Right, let's just cruise all the tabs I can. Right, I'll be back in a second. And I'm back. Now, I need to just make sure we've got music. Music should be back. Let me just check my settings. Music should be back. Let me just check my settings. And now we got an infinite loop. Perfect. Right, that might be a bit better. I mean, I'm clicking around and the cursor is kind of following me, and I'm scrolling and it's loosely following what I'm doing. So that's some sort of improvement. Right. Actually, I wonder, there might be extra things I can do. Lightstream may not like this, but let's try anyway. Let's see what happens here. Scaling could go really weird. Okay. So obviously I need to change the zoom level on here slightly. So streaming at 1080, at 720p. So by setting my screen to 720p, Lightstream has to do less work. But I can then also, oh no, where's that gone? No, it doesn't look very nice, does it? Okay, let's just grab this ourselves. Was that the right type of, no, that's the wrong type. So we want to recreate essentially, so let's just check this on here. I think we can zoom out a little bit more. That's a bit better, I think. Is that better? If you're watching the stream, can you just say the words "that's better"? Oh. Cool. Right, everything seems to be responding a little bit better now. Right, so we obviously want to recreate. So actually, one of the things that might help with this is to actually write the resource here, how I've got it in my head, and then we can implement it. So search. So we know we've got a couple of fields. So we've got type, which we're going to go with explore because that's where we want it to go. We also want category. Nope, actually, no, we want type to be social. Category to explore, name to be, what did I call it? What was the query I did? What did I have up here? Golang, wasn't it? It was Golang. Terraform. essentially what I'm looking for here is something like something like this. I could define it essentially by having this is the type, and by doing that I then have what was it, all keywords, and we have is it called any, yep. And then all. Then that matches exactly how it is within Explore. So that matches. So that matches these 3 boxes here.
What if I want 30 minutes of arms and core?
What if I don't want adverts right now? There we go. So essentially I want to do this because that, is it called a keyword search? So the type is keyword, because then I have the ability to potentially do things like the other types of queries. So we have Boolean, and combined. I think there are possibly other types of searches, but then, so I would basically specify that I need to have at least one of these, and I could validate that separately. But for the first version, I can say I need to have query set, and I need to have keyword set, and I need to have something in at least one of these. Otherwise, you basically want to search for everything, and that would get blocked. So we need a set. Yeah, so query is type set. It doesn't have a default, and it is required. Now I'm going to have to look back at some old code, I think, for this. Where's my old code going to be? Come on, old code, where do you hide? Patch it down here somewhere, right? Separately, in my own spare time, I've done a PayPal provider, and one of these is it notification subscription. It's the test. This definitely has where we have like nested bits. So here we go. Like billing cycles is a list, which means it has to be more than one. But there's another one in here somewhere that will be a set. There we go. So payment preferences. So you have a payment preference. So we need like this really, and then everything else is nested within it. Do we have a description for a? I think we do. We don't there, but we should do. So this should be. Include one of PC. There we go. And in here, so we have the schema in here, and then we'd also have keyword as a type set. That type set. Keyword would have stuff within it. Yes, so it too is a set that contains a schema. This could get complicated, right? Required true. Let's have a keyword query, and then we need to relate the rest of this. So then that's here, and here is where we have rather than set. We have, where did I put? So this is where we have like source selection ID, or actually within, I'd have to see which bits are common, like source selection ID, is that common? So we have case sensitivity. Which is hybrid. I can't remember what the other options are. I don't think the documentation was fully complete with that. So we're just going to put a default. You might want case sensitivity. If you would say, I don't know, looking for a specific product name and the person was entering it correctly. Then we want in here all. No, which order were they in on here? Main TF actually, yeah, all any. That's wrong. Why did anyone tell me about that? All any all. So not. There we go. All any not. And not. Almost like there should be not these keywords, all these keywords. So we want a type. Yeah, let's just go with set string. Oof. Right. So all keywords is type. Is it list? List. So actually, I've got another example somewhere. I think in the notification webhook, we actually have a list of event types. There we go. Cool. So we can actually specify like an array of things. So this represents an array of strings. So we've got that. So an array of strings. So it's not required. It's required to have at least something. That's not. Oh, hang on. So it's not required. It's optional true. There. Optional true, right. Words that should all be present. And let's do the same here. At least. A list of keywords where that shouldn't be present. Keywords where they shouldn't be present. Boom. Right, okay. So this, aside from also the case sensitivity bit going into here, I can't type. It's sensitivity equals hybrid. Need to figure out what hybrid is, right? So we also have the possibility for source selections in here too, but we'll do that separately. So keyword, case sensitivity, all of these, that should be the schema defined. So let's do the test for the schema setup here. Where's the test for it? It's this test here, right? So the schema. So we have a type, which is a string, and it should be required. We also have a category, which is a string that is required. We have a name, which is a string and is required. We then have a query, type set, and it's required. And we also, so in this simplified schema, so this schema simplified, as you can see here, it's something that I created rather than having to re-implement the exact same schema, which is then more difficult to do a comparison with. This one is just to check if there's anything nested. So with type list or set, then there is a nested value and you must check that. So the nested one is then also a map of simplified. A map of these. So it was, whoops. So this is case sensitivity. By the end of the day, I will be able to spell that name properly. This is a required. Is it required? No, it had a default in there. No, so it's required false, optional true. And we've got in here. So we've got any keywords. So we start with all. It's a type list, and it is optional. All, any. I believe that should be all right. I don't think it's going to pass. I need to work out if I need to put nested into here because it's not a nested of these. It's just a type list. So let's just see. Let's see. Right. Okay. Let's just see. Any. Oh, hang on. I'm checking. I must be checking the wrong schema somewhere. Search resource. I'm comparing it with the wrong thing, aren't I? Actual. Where am I getting? There's recurring somewhere, isn't there? Have I not? Let's get rid of those two. Have I left some bits in? So we've got. I left them at the bottom, didn't I? Well done, Ollie. Well done. Let's go back again then. Be amazed if this passes. Yeah. Okay. So what is not? Got differences. Oh, that's a really good thing about this library I've got here. It's a deep equal library. There we go. Go test deep. Is it will actually just give you the diff. So this is saying so differences are in query. All keywords, not keywords. Type list was not. Oh, actually, do I need to just? Actually, I need to just specify as empty, maybe. So maybe this just needs to be empty. So technically, it should have things nested within it, but they're empty. Oh no, not that one. That one, that one, and that one. Let's have a go. Try that again. Yeah. Expected correct simplified schema got differences. So nested all keywords. So all keywords. Cases T. Not keywords. Have I spelt like not or wrong or something? Not keywords type list. Have I maybe in here not done that right? Not all keywords, any keywords, not keywords. They're all typed list. They're all optional. So what was the failure? Can I see the failure, please? Can you give me the failure? It's got to be listed in here. Right. Expected correct simplified schema got differences. So nested, query nested, so map list. True, false. What was? This is the annoying thing that I wish it just put the key names in there. That would be really useful. So these are all marked as optional. Case sensitivity is also optional. Did I do that as well in the search? Optional, 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 optional. Let me just try it. Remove not entirely. See what the error message here is. I might just have to get this error message out and then just print it slightly differently to make it easier. Oh, hang on. Did I put it? Everything's within query, right? Query. Ah, ha, 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 ha. I need to have a further nested layer, don't I? So we've got the different types of queries. So I need query to be. Actually, this needs to be. So you will need to be invented 2. On there with your whoop. Query, there needs to be keyword. This is why we do tests. Right, so is this going to work perfectly? Nope, there are still differences. Query, keyword. Did I still do that properly? Hang on, keyword is keyword optional. Keyword is required. So keyword's required at the moment, and then we'll change it to not required at some point in the future. Right. Keyword is required. Oh, you're going insane, Ollie. You're going insane. Right, let's just try and understand this error message then. Right. So, got differences. Let me just grab all of this. We'll just chuck it in a random quick little notepad file thing. So the difference. See if I can. So where do we go from here? So this becomes. That doesn't look right, does it? Nope, I've done that. Some. I know it's like that for some reason. So I still don't completely understand what's happening with this bit. It seems like the whole tree is incorrect. Query, set, keyword, set. Query, set, keyword, set. String, list, list, list. Try messing about with stuff.
Big Black Friday price drop is here.
Oh, the big Black Friday price drop from TalkTalk. Yep. So we're looking specifically in query.nested. Let me just remove everything that's within here. Let's see how this diff actually works. So it's saying it's a nil map then. So I'm setting this like an empty map, but it thinks it's got a nil map. How does that work then? Is my test framework not working properly? Keyword, set. Thinks that's... That doesn't make sense to me. The container for I feel like my testing thing's not working properly. Scraping over the actual full schema. So actually what this is saying is that this should pass. Well, our keyword's still showing us an empty map. Nil? Is that a, can you do that? I wonder if, I think it may be that my tests don't go down to that many levels. No, okay. That's saying that actually it's the next level. Yeah, okay, so my test doesn't... Let's have a look at my previous one, because that's just not taking into account nestedness. Any of these? Not catalog subscription. So what does this do? This should have nested stuff within it. Ah! There was a whole bunch of extra logic for the nestedness that I completely missed out. So it looks like, I think there's still a limit to the level it will nest. Red, what's red? Full actual simplified schema. There we go, right. Let's just see what this one does now. Does this get further? Cool, perfect. Did I do commenting any of this stuff out? So it's query, keyword, query, keyword with a whole bunch of this. Oh, I don't want to be messing around with tests. If it's type list or set. I think. For each of these, we also need to check. Oh, this is going to get really quite messy. It's a hackathon. We're just going to not worry about the nested keyword part for the moment. Then. Of course it isn't. So the optionalness, which I forced to do on purpose. So it's currently required. So ignore the fact that the tests aren't perfect. Should be enough to get it to pass now. Cool. So I should actually be able to just run all the tests in here, right? Which one's the testing? Right. Let's do everything in the Meltwater package. Boom! Right, everything passes. They are by no means exhaustive tests. Actually, I need to... If you're watching, please don't forget to say hi. Stand bit there. Oh, no, that's not right. Right. Oh, nice bit of saxophone. So now we actually need to implement actually creating the search now. So we've got the schema defined, so now we need to create a search. Create a search in the Meltwater API. Boom. So we've got all this client context stuff that we've done before. This was me doing some debugging. I'm going to force an error out, but we might need to use that later. So this is going to be a search response. It's going to be search API create search. We need for create search. So we need context, which is fine. We need single search request. So the body needs to be... okay, so this one is set up slightly differently. This is, yeah, the weird things that happen with when generating a Slack client. So it's going to be swagger dot single search request, which doesn't have a body element to it. It has a search. Which is one of these. Search request feed to right. Let me just. Single search request. So single search request, which is this, which contains a search, and the search contains the type for the content that the search is for. Name, query, ID. Okay. So we can start putting stuff in here now. So type is, weirdly it's got an underscore in it. So this is where we go d.get, and then we call it type, and it's a string. Got to get a category. Name. What have we got? Type, name, category, query, right. Was it a query? Right, let's just see how complicated this is. Within query. Okay. Very, very helpful. One of query not found. Is it like keyword query? Okay, so interesting. So I need, if I have a look in the create search, how does it handle the different types? That's the error responses. So API key and everything. Interesting. Let's just try that here. And not all the rest of this stuff because that's just going to be confusing it. How do we do query then? Let's have a look in the API docs. So it should be used in place of query. It's got keyword query. Case sensitivity, not any, all done. And then, so query doesn't have anything, does it? Let's have a look. Let's just have a look at the models. So the models should match. Oh, I thought the models were down here as well. I thought we had models. Okay, let's have a look. So we want a keyword, we want the schema. So search contains query. Query is one of these. So that's is it nested within it? Because it got combined to a keyword which has all of this stuff. So that's within query. So how do we get it within query if it's not here? Is there any more information in? Yeah. No, there's no information in there either. I wonder if this is an issue with the Golang representation of the client. So I need it. So in search, query associated with the search, and I want this to be a keyword query, but it's not going to let me, is it? Because it's not of type. It's not going to, is it? Interesting. I didn't think this is the place I was going to hit a roadblock. So am I going to have to? I'm probably going to have to update the client, really, aren't I? Yeah, it's almost like this is just not how you use. Actually, so query just needs to be an interface, really, doesn't it? I wonder if. Am I going to break stuff? Interface. Query is query. I mean, that feels wrong. but let's just try. So we have case sensitivity e.get. We have nested. There's a way to get it nested. I remember from the other code I wrote. So when reading something out and it's nested, there was a whole thing about getting it back as a map of interfaces. So this is reading the response. Now we want to set. There we go. There we go. So we actually need to process the query up here somewhere. It's query, which is a map of interfaces. Oops. No, didn't mean to do that. Map of interfaces, and then we've got keyword, which is query, which itself the map of interfaces, and then we can do this. We can just do keyword sensitivity string. Boom. Right, now we need to do for the rest of these. And that is not that one. Not query. Not the test, not the provider. Where am I looking? Oh, we closed it. That'll be why. Keyword query. There we go. So not any. So not was last. Any keywords and all keywords. And that is an array of strings. Keywords. There we go. Right. That is then query done, which means that that is then closed. I mean that is then closed. Except, was there an extra argument? So we've got context, got body, and there's also this one. Search options, which is driver on all of that, so we just want it empty. Let's just make this line up a little bit nicer. There you go. Don't worry about all that. ID, there we go, right. So we should be able to try and create a search, and it will fail, but it'll be interesting to see how it fails. Just read certainly isn't going to do anything. Right. So at main, we've got this set up. We need some. We need to do a check to see if this is a keyword. Keyword one. So obviously at this point we're making it mandatory, so it's fine, but in the future we need to make sure we check any all and not have at least one element between them. So the easiest way is if the combination of all of them actually, so I need to group these together anyway, so I might as well put them all up here. Not. Why is this? Something's happening here. Like I'm not. Am I not closing something? Is that nesting these? Ah. Oh. So if the length of all of these is 0, then error. All, any, or not keyword. Right. Now I think we're okay to try. So I need to find the previous terminal. Is it this one? This one? Let's go into history and see if I can find the install. There we go. So we've got install, init, plan. Because we need to install the local copy, then use it by doing init to essentially get the new version of the plugin. Okay, that's something. That's something. So it's going to do this. The tricky bit is going to be doing, if I could do this validation in the plan and say you need to get this right. Okay, let's just try and apply. Let's see. Boom! Right, so what went wrong here? Is there going to be something about query? Oh, it's okay. Let's see where that is then. One, 1, 2. So this. So it's a set. I didn't copy that, did I? Oh. So what does that mean for this elements? That's not how I did it before. Oh, no, that's the test. Let's get rid of that. axis is a map of interfaces, though. What can I do with query then here? I need to get the data out. This returns the elements of this set in slice format, an array of. But it's a set, so I should only have. So I need to iterate over it to find the keyword one. What? That doesn't seem right at all. I'll do what I've done here. Return an error just to show what's in here because I couldn't figure out a better way to debug this. So if we do %+v, we should get something vaguely useful out to show what the structure of this is. I'm going to complain about all of this now. Everything down to here. I was going to complain about these. Okay. Do it down there. Install init. Boom. Great. Come on. Everything. So that is a map. .list.map of string interface. Oh, that's mess. That is messy. Oh, why aren't you liking that? Query list and then listen. Oh, what? Hang on. So it's an array of map. Oh, blooming heck. That? Is that right? What? This is confusing me now. Am I using the wrong type? Am I using the wrong type? Because I don't want multiple of them. I only want one. Don't I? So is it a list? Is a list an array, or is that a different thing? Let me just check something. In here, when we're defining the schema up here, are we defining a list or a set for some of these things? Actually, for notifications. Event types is a list because it's an array of strings. How do I do a set if I only have one thing? It's in here. Set. How do I find the setup fee in here then? Where are payment preferences in here? So you can have a list, like an array of those. So you can have an array of more complicated objects. So you can have an array of sets. And for payment preferences, it's just this is what the sort of thing I want. How come this is not working then? I want to do query, get that out as a map of string interface. Why can't I just do that? Why can't I just do that? It's not a map of string interface. It's fine. Difference is I've got required true. This shouldn't make any difference though. Okay, so there's something about having required true on a set. That's nice. Internal validation of the provider failed. This is always a bug with the provider itself. No, in this case, the use did it, but yeah, I need to do a better validate function. Well, that's two stupid things I've come across. One is that, yeah, I'm gonna have to get some lunch at some point very soon. So that means that this is back to what I wanted it to be. That should mean that all of this keyword stuff here works. and then keyword context and all that stuff. You don't need that stuff. If you are watching, please do say hi. So that means that this bit is working, so I can resolve that with a simple all of Golang. Query, one of optional, required, or computed must be set. Okay, that's a different error. That is a different error, wasn't it? No, okay, so that's a different error. Okay. Optional, required. Oh, okay, for query. I'll go with optional then. How have I done that for plan? Like payment preferences in the schema. It doesn't have it listed here. So there's a type and an element, but there's no. Does description have an effect on it? Wouldn't be surprised, given the last couple of days of trying to get through this. I would not be surprised. Okay, so what is that about? Payment preferences is a type with just resource elements defined. LM resource. LM resource with a schema. Let's try that. Boom. Yeah, blow up, because I do need to do this stupid. Yeah, it's going to be of type schema set. Damn it. Okay, so I need to figure out how to use schema set then, because this then can be required. Basically, so this is going to be a message. Okay, so sort this out using schema set, which is what I'll do after some lunch. Check for keyword. Query type. Yeah, so there's some. Yeah, I need to figure out how to only require only one query set. I need to check the length of the set to make sure it's 1. Then, the length is 1. Then go into the 0th element, sort that out. Get the details out, put that into, get the keyword stuff out. Oh, dear me, excuse me. Yeah. Well. Yeah, I'm going to come back after lunch. So, thank you everybody who did join and who popped in and out. A few people said hello. Thank you for that. I may be joining you later after some lunch, and then other people might be joining as well. We'll see how we get on. So yeah, thank you. Please do, if you like this, please do follow along. You can follow our blog as well, underthehood.meltwater.com. That's at the top up there somewhere. Also, we're on GitHub. You can see all our open source projects, of which this should become one of them. And then our Twitter account is meltwatereng, which is the same as our Twitch account, meltwatereng. So please do follow everywhere to keep up with what we're up to. And yeah, hopefully I'll hear from everybody and show you some more over the rest of the hackathon. See you later.